Oh, hey, this is JP. I love the JP from Paul last week. Oh, that guy's a bum.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
Whatever, yeah, Paul. My wife knows I'm drunk. She knows. Whatever, yeah, Paul. Can you believe I'm about to be on a podcast and I'm gonna do this? I'm about to do a podcast. This is crazy. I miss you so much. I just put $143 on the San Antonio Spurs minus 1.5 in the first half. This is crazy. I miss you.
Are you done?
Going outside, just like I like it.
It's a pretty big fish to fry. It's a pretty big fish to fry. My. It's a pretty big fish to fry. It's a pretty big fish to fry. My. Last weekend I barely thought I'd make it out alive. Told myself I'd take some time and give the world a try. I was alive. My.
Oh, everybody, it is Wednesday, Rocktober the 25th, 2017. You're checking out the premier sports and beer podcast coming to you with roots in Jersey, but from all over our great country. It's Lowen Outside, lowenoutside.com. Thanks for taking time, everybody. We have a stacked show tonight with a stacked muscle-bound panel. So let's do this.
Why don't you go back home to your strip malls and drink your Zimas and Smirnoff Ices? Oh yeah! The greatest beer in Old Zephyr!
Just drinking.
Sports Radio 66 WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. Rocking the Mad Dog on the Fan. Nothing can get by 'em. Turn it on and try 'em.
Just drinking.
On WFAN.
And this is really disgusting, everybody. Thank you, Jake Cutler. I very much appreciate you coming out of retirement and not joining the New York Jets and causing me to drink blue raspberry Mad Dog 2020. It actually has a faux chain on it. I don't know if you can see that at home if you're watching. That says
Bling, bling.
It says bling bling on it.
How is that still made?
I don't know, but thanks to Paul, we found it, and I have to make good on it by drinking it during tonight's show. So
Took long enough.
I didn't have to go to a seedy area to get it either. No, I totally did. It was fucking scary.
it's disgusting. And just like your favorite slushy blue raspberry, which isn't a thing, apparently it's a drink now. So boys, take it over from here. What are we drinking, Paul?
I'm drinking a one of Nick's favorites. I got a Ballast Point Fathom IPA, 6%er. Good.
Nice. That's almost as good as the 13% alcohol by volume Serve Cold MD 2020 that I'm drinking. So
I believe it also says it has natural flavor in there, Jeff, and certified color, whatever that means.
Does say certified color. What does that? Somebody look that up. What does that mean? Certified color. Is that a race joke? I don't understand. Yempo, what do you got?
Hey Jeff,
Hey,
I miss you so much. This is crazy. What I'm drinking tonight this is so crazy.
good.
Jeff, I too have a ballast point. Pumpkin down. But I've also had about 14 Miller Lights and a couple other IPAs before this podcast and a golf outing, so I am fucked.
That's going to be good for the rest of us, I think.
Hold on. It's not a twist off. This is a problem.
Yeah, no, actually, it might be a good thing.
All right, I'll be back.
Brett, what do you got?
It's not about me, Jeff. It's about you tonight. You're Mad Dog. I'm a tad under the weather, so representing Chicago, Illinois tonight, but distributed by the Gatorade company. I'm drinking orange Gatorade. Oh, nice. You're pouring that into a wine glass, huh?
Well, I figure you have to keep it classy, which it actually almost matches the color of my shirt
Yeah, you look. Never mind.
And your tears.
and my tears. Blue raspberry, Mad Dog.
I know it's not good podcast radio to talk about something that we see right now, but
Right. Well, listen, if you're listening and you want to watch the show every week, you can check out Facebook Live. You can like us there, and you can find us out there. It's not, we do it either Tuesday or Wednesday night around 8:00.
it looks like you're drinking Windex.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's pretty bad.
Hey Jeff.
Yeah, Po.
Pumpkin down.
This is crazy.
Listen, I don't want to do the Dolphins offensive line coach voice all night.
It will be all night. If you don't put a stop to it now, it will go all night.
Well, yeah, but you just did that before and you did it again. So it's kind of like right after one another. What's that called? Back to
to back.
And a belly to belly. You guys sucked at that last week. Who cares?
All right, let's move on. Who cares segment. First one.
Hit it.
David Stern was in an interview with Al Harrington,
Why?
and he said that it's time to remove marijuana from the banned list for the NBA. That it should go to, if we can clearly see that it's appropriate medicinally, and that it's going to be legalized in multiple states, more than it is now, and so it should be legal to do whatever's legal in your state. Was his quote.
Okay, hold on. We know this is a bad idea,
Why is it a bad idea?
Jeff.
I'm not even this not a rib. Why is it a bad idea?
This is crazy. This is crazy, but this is a bad idea. Why would we eliminate marijuana as an illegal substance from the NBA? Someone please tell me. Someone call in and tell me. Somebody.
Well, because
Because a lot of players use it.
well, not only that, but like they play. There's several teams that play in markets where it's legal.
Right.
They're
And
not
a
using
lot
it
of
medicinally. They're
Doesn't
not
matter.
using it
It's
medicinally.
legal recreationally in Colorado. It's legal recreationally in California. It's legal recreationally in DC. Those are three markets that have teams. So how can you punish players for using a substance that's legal in their state?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Because
it would be better if you did, because it's a really good question.
Okay, so that's three markets.
Okay.
That's just the three off the top of my head. I don't.
Okay, but all right, fine. Let's just say it's in a third of the markets, it's legal. You're going to lift it over the whole league?
So what? So you're going to lift it only for players that?
No, that's my point. That's my point to you.
And players travel. There's a
Right.
visiting team too that spends time in those states.
I don't know. I just, I'm not a big NBA fan to begin with, so I should just lock it up.
So if some guy gets picked up for smoking weed in a state where it's not legal, he'll face like court time, but he won't face a suspension from the league.
No, he would face a suspension from the league because he still committed an illegal act where he was. So,
Actually, if you look at the players' agreement, the collective bargaining agreement would grant them an injunction and then a stay, and then like 18 opportunities. Fuck off.
That's the NFL. It's
Who
not,
cares?
well, okay, fine.
Who cares?
I don't know why I'm arguing this. This is going to be a rough one. If you're watching on Facebook Live now, if you're listening later, just strap in because
if you're
both turned
if you're-
right now.
if you're there, I miss you.
I
And,
might mute you. It might you might get muted. The Suns they fired their head coach Earl Watson after 3 games.
and
How do you bring a guy into the season and start off with him and then fire him after 3 games? Like the confidence level had to have been pretty low entering the year, right?
yeah, seems pretty harsh.
Did they lose all 3 games?
Yes, they went 0-3.
No, they won 2 of them. Fucking
Oh,
Paul.
I thought maybe they won 1. You fucking drunk.
Whatever, yeah, Paul.
Whatever, yeah, Paul.
Yeah, they went 1 and 2, and then he got fired.
It's almost as preposterous as 0-3, though. Like, what difference does it make? Is what Jeff's saying. It's like 3 games,
Like why wouldn't you just not have him start the year? Like,
right?
Clearly, you didn't want him to be your coach. Why wouldn't you? Like, you're still going to pay him. What's the difference between firing him in June or firing him in October? It doesn't make any sense. And
Yeah,
then you added this little wrinkle into it, Brett. That was
Yes, I did.
When are they going to bring back Dan Marley?
Thunder Dam
Probably pretty soon. I think.
It'd be great for the program.
and Kevin Johnson
He was great in NBA Jam.
and Charles Barkley
Uh,
and Jeff Hornacek and Jason Kidd. You want me
Okay,
to
we're
name
done.
Random old Phoenix Suns. Is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a nostalgia thing.
no, I just thought Dan Marley would be a great guy to come back and coach the Suns. Fuck.
Whatever, yeah, Paul.
What were you gonna add, Brett?
Eric Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe. What about Eric Bledsoe?
Is that his name? I don't even remember. Is it?
It's Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, Drew. All right, Drew, the quarterback.
Yeah.
Tweeting that he doesn't want to be there. That he's blatantly like, I don't want to be here.
Did you hear the backstory? Like when they asked him about it? He's
Yes.
like, no, I was at a hair salon with my girl, and I really didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, babe.
The whole thing is mishandled so poorly from the Suns, and I think that's the main problem.
Well, they're a really poorly run franchise right now.
Yes, that's more what I was trying to get at. Thank you for getting there for me.
You know, so I mean, like, I think, first of all, if you fire your coach after the first 3 games of the season, I can't imagine that you have a PR staff in place to deal with your star player tweeting, "I don't want to be here." I don't think that that's really probably their top concern, or maybe it is. Maybe that is their top concern. That's why they don't have any personnel. I don't know.
Eric Bledsoe's their star.
Drew Bledsoe. We established this.
Oh, he's definitely the Jay Bruce of the NBA.
I gotta find the sound clip.
Fuck is Jay Bruce?
It's still old. I don't even know where it is. But there's rumors he's coming to the Knicks. Bledsoe.
Great.
Is that for real? I kind of put that in as a joke.
Oh, you really didn't hear it? I thought you
No.
heard.
I swear to God, I did not hear that there's rumors he's going to the Knicks.
Yeah, the rumors were that he was going to come to the Knicks. That they wanted Willie.
14 number 1 draft picks.
They
And
wanted Willie Hernan Gomez and the Frank the Tank that they just drafted, the Frenchie Frank.
Take him.
I
Take him.
do that. What they should do that if that was
Yeah,
the actual deal.
Take him.
You don't need. Yeah, but 10 seconds ago, you didn't even know who this guy was.
Yeah, the Frenchie French guy. What a joke that fucking pick was.
I agree that was a joke, but you don't even know who Eric Bledsoe is.
Okay, well, Eric Bledsoe for the Frenchie French and a fucking bag of blow. That's a good deal.
Hernan Gomez is a good player. I wouldn't trade him away for.
Yeah, they're 0-3. The Turd Bowl is where's the Turd Bowl, at the Garden, or is it at Barclays Center on Friday?
The Friday game. I thought you were calling Brooklyn a turd bowl because I was saying
Is Brooklyn in the house?
they're currently beating the LeBrons right now, 48-46. So it's,
Who cares?
What position is LeBron playing tonight?
I don't know. I know he dressed as point last night.
Yeah, he dressed as point, and I read somewhere that he had more 30-point, 10-assist games than like Kyrie Irving, Kyle Lowry, like 4 all-star point guards have in their entire career.
I hate basketball.
I mean, the guy's just a freak. It's
Yes,
unbelievable.
he is.
So bad.
All right, well, let's move on from basketball.
cares?
For now. You said you hate basketball. Just hear this: that Simeon Rice, 43-year-old Simeon Rice, he hasn't played an NFL snap in 10 years, and he wants to come back.
This makes no sense.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
I
You
mean,
haven't,
why?
you haven't played in 10 years.
So
And how many 43-year-old? What was he? A defensive lineman?
The
It's the end.
Yeah. How many 43-year-old DNs are in the league?
Dwight Freeney. Well, he's 37, but whatever.
He's now 43.
what do you think? Because did any of you see that 30 for 30 on like the athletes that blew through all their money?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
what do you think the odds are that that's got to be a factor, right? That he's got no cash, and so he's just now shooting like Instagram videos of him like
That
lifting
fucking
weights.
Instagram beefcake.
You know, like just power cleans and like, oh, I'm ready to play. Sign me.
Like the
Yeah.
tiger videos that he puts out every
Right,
couple months of him
right.
like taking a shot.
In his red polo.
I just want to know how you drinking out of the chalice is amazing.
It's so bad. It's
I
so
just-
bad.
How, like, what? Does he have a PR manager still? And if he does, like, how is that a good idea? Like,
the-
what's going on here?
Just in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have just followed Simeon Rice on Instagram. So
Oh, hot take. If Sean ever fucking answered a phone call, he'd tell you to be a hot take.
it would be.
Come on. Hang on.
So you think at 43 years old he couldn't make a comeback in the NFL, Yampo?
I mean, if Kaepernick's not making the team, he's definitely not.
Okay, but I think Kaepernick's not on a team for different reasons. Do any of you think
No,
that
Kaepernick's not on a team because he's not fucking capable of playing. Either is Simeon Rice. Period.
he definitely couldn't be a backup quarterback? He definitely couldn't be a backup quarterback right now.
Nope. Oh, you want to be a backup? Great. Congratulations. Take a knee on the fucking bench. Stupid.
Paul, do you think he could play at 43?
No chance.
No chance. Brett?
Not even a shot. Jeff, this story is the same as you announcing tomorrow you would like to play quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Exactly.
Like it just doesn't. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Thank you.
We should absolutely have one of us, not gonna be me, I don't have the time, but one of us, we should get Nikki to just like research what these videos are that Simeon Rice is posting on Instagram, and one of us should just mimic them and be like, I'd like to announce I'm coming back to play football.
If it involves me stepping in a gym, no, I'll pass that duty to somebody else.
Honestly,
Can I mock it and do a punting one?
once a week we have one of these stories that just absolutely defines who cares, and this is fucking it.
Who cares?
ESPN ends the Barstool Sports talk show, dubbed Van Talk,
Why?
after just one episode.
Anybody listen to that episode?
I did. I watched it.
It was on TV.
Yeah.
This is amazing to me.
I absolutely love those guys. I think it's the funniest podcast that I listen to, hands down.
Except for ours.
This is
Except-
the part of my take.
Yeah. And I think they're very funny guys, and they're very creative, and they got a raw deal. They got a bad shake.
Did they?
And I'll be honest with you, the show wasn't that good, but it was the first episode of a show.
Yeah, but
You know, like it would get
did they
better.
Get a raw deal, like they put them on ESPN2 at
Yeah.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
Right, so that's clearly
1 a.m.
right. That's obviously a more coveted time slot.
Prime time for like the Dolphins offensive line coach.
Yeah, I mean, no, did they get a nice slot? No, but I mean, Barstool doesn't have that kind of audience yet. If
But
they
here's my
if they
question.
get there,
But here's my question: they got what was it? 90,000 viewers. Is that what I read?
for the they got 88,000, yeah,
Right,
for the show.
88,000 viewers for the show, and then they did an announcement the next day on Facebook Live, like we are right now, and they had like 100,000 people watch it.
Yeah, yeah.
Who the hell needs ESPN?
No, I know. It's very weird because they just got canceled. They did another show with I think ESPN or Facebook. They did a show with Facebook on Saturday mornings with colleges where like they went around, for colleges. And Facebook ended that after like 5 or 6 weeks this year.
How does Facebook end anything? Don't they just do it on their own Facebook page?
Maybe they can, but I think this was like an official, this was a partnership between Facebook and Barstool.
Okay.
So I guess maybe they have the freedom to broadcast whatever they want on Facebook, but it's not affiliated with Facebook, if that
So,
makes
like,
sense.
ESPN was trying to like distance themselves from Barstool, right? And yet they took the picture of Jay Gruden's. I'm sorry,
John Gruden.
John Gruden, his Instagram beefcake son's picture with Ed Hockley. that fucking Instagram beefcake. They literally took Barstool's picture of the two of them and then retweeted it later. Like, oh yeah, you're really trying to separate yourselves. The ESPN is a fucking joke.
Can I give an honest, like, this is not a who cares question. This is an honest question. 10 years. So 2027. Paul, is ESPN around?
Yeah, I think in some capacity, but probably even less than it is now. I don't
Yeah.
think they have like 9 channels anymore either.
Yeah, Poe?
Yeah, they're around, but they're just as irrelevant as FS1, FS2, all the other bullshit channels that are around. They're all garbage.
Brett?
I honestly can't say for sure if we'll have full channels in 10 years, but they're around as some media company that broadcasts sports, whether it's app or whatever comes after that. But they're very much consolidated. The only thing I'm curious about is those deals that they made to sign the sports that they broadcast are astronomical. And if they're losing subscribers at the rate that people claim that they are, how are they paying for this
They're not.
in the next decade to come?
Well, they're not, and that's the big thing right now. Is Disney is obviously their parent company, and Disney announced, I want to say like a month and a half ago, that they were pulling out of their deal with Netflix, and that they were spinning off to do their own streaming thing, and they were spinning ESPN off on its own to have a streaming presence.
Okay.
So the parent company's already distancing itself from them. So to me, it's very much akin to when Time Warner was like, yeah, forget about that AOL thing that was in our name. And they just kind of pushed AOL to the side.
Yeah, they let it die.
And then they sold it for like 8 cents on the dollar. And to me, that's got to be where ESPN's going to go, because number one, they totally abused the market that they had, right? They just took it for granted and thought it would never die. And two, they clearly didn't see the streaming media thing coming. So my opinion is maybe there'll be some entity called ESPN, but in 10 years, there's no way it looks anything close to what it was in its heyday, and I don't think it looks anything close to what it is now.
This actually, I don't want to get completely sidetracked, but this actually brings up a really good point. So a lot of people actually throttle the NHL, like, oh, it's on NBC Sportsnet. Like, oh, okay. I mean, the fucking American League Championship Series, every single fucking game was on FS1. Right. Now, I don't know who does or who doesn't have FS1
or TBS.
No, none of the games were on TBS. They were all on FS1.
The National League was on TBS.
Yeah, but I'm talking about FS1. Is FS1 a standard fucking cable channel?
I don't think so. I mean, I know I have it because I have DirecTV and I have a specific like.
Okay, so how is the championship series of one of the two major leagues in Major League Baseball on some fucking garbage channel, and everyone's crushing the NHL, and yet ESPN doesn't have it, Fox isn't playing it? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Well, that's maybe another conversation.
No, I think it's a good conversation, and I want to have it now. I think it's important to have it because, the first person we talked about in this segment was David Stern, and David Stern was the pioneer in taking playoffs and taking important games and moving them from traditional standard broadcast television and putting them on cable. He moved them to ESPN, he moved them to TNT, and the NHL did it for a different reason, right? David Stern didn't do it because there weren't people bidding for it. He did it because the better bid was for cable. The NHL moved it, or is on NBC Sports Network, because that was their best bid, but it still wasn't anywhere near what the NBA was. I still contend that I think the model going forward is going to be kind of like what MLB.TV is, like kind of like everything's going to be streaming online. And if you're a fan of the NHL, you're just going to buy the package, and they're going to get away from this out of market streaming bullshit, and you're going to be able to stream everything directly from the NHL or from the NBA or from the NFL. Like, I think that's going to be the model because traditional television is going to disappear.
Probably in the traditional sense.
Once these bloated cable contracts expire, because why would ESPN sign another bloated NBA deal? Why would they do it? They're losing money.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I'm confused about how they do baseball right now. It doesn't make sense to me in terms of the streaming services.
What do you mean?
All right, so MLB.TV exists.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Hold on.
It does exist.
Hold on. I need to have some more bling bling.
Okay, you take a sip. So MLB.TV exists, and it shows every game every night. But I'm a Yankees fan, and I cut the cord on cable and I want to watch via MLB TV app, I can't watch the Yankees because I'm blacked out. So,
Like drunk?
like drunk.
Like-
So, Dave's shitty cable network, Fox Sports,
Right.
has a Fox Sports Go app,
Yes.
and I can watch my Yankee games via that every night if I'm in market. But why are they on two
They're on
different
Yes?
platforms? No, they're on Yes. Yeah, it broadcasts. It live streams the Yes broadcast
The Fox Sports Go does.
on Fox Sports Go every night
But
What's happening?
but you
right
have
now?
to have a subscription to a cable package.
to a cable package, right? I have to log in through my DirecTV.
Right.
I guess I could do. They might have like Sling or something like that. Like I could probably go through Sling TV.
But that's my point. Is this is the first step towards cutting that cord completely and it becoming directly from the actual leagues. Like JP, I know you're gonna kill him, Yampo, but JP's checking in here with a ridiculous comment about. Well, it's a good comment, but it's about a ridiculous
Shocker.
about MLS. He says the MLS does a $99 a year. You get every game direct. MLS produces directly to the consumer.
That's because they're begging for people to watch.
Right, but from a revenue standpoint, it's probably the best bang for their buck
To
right?
reach the most people that they can.
No, we don't. Wait a minute. Hold on. 90. Did you say $99?
$99 for the year, and you get every MLS game.
Okay. Well, the NHL is in the same boat. I mean, they charge $135, and you can watch every single fucking game. You get NHL TV.
But
But
they're
again,
not.
the same problem with me. Can't watch the Devils.
Can't watch the Devils, and
Yeah, but you're in the market.
but they're not. This doesn't matter. That he's saying it doesn't matter. Like you can watch the Red Bull, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but nobody watches the Red Bulls. But okay, yes, I get
Exactly. But the point is, I think what he's saying, and I could be wrong. So JP, check in again if I'm misquoting you. I think the MLS is directly producing the content. So right now, if you want to watch the Devils, you're watching what is really the MSG broadcast.
Listen, all I was saying by getting us on this fucking tangent was everybody crushes the NHL for the fucking garbage. Oh, you can't find them. They're on NBC Sportsnet. But just for the record, fucking Major League Baseball's American League Championship Series was on Fox Sports 1. Okay? Fox Sports 1.
Where?
Fox Sports 1.
What channel?
Not doing it.
Whatever, yeah, Paul.
Nice try.
Bottom line was Barstool Sports had
Yeah.
one show and it got canceled on ESPN. I don't even understand why they did it, except for maybe the PR. Maybe they knew it was going to get canceled. But the bottom line is they can apparently draw more eyeballs to a Facebook Live event than they can to an
Who cares?
ESPN show. This one's for you, Yampo.
Oh, thanks. Can't wait.
Jerry Reese finally talked to the media the other day. I don't know if you caught the press conference. He came out and he took responsibility immediately for the team's poor play. And then he proceeded to
Then he
blame,
did 8 lines of cocaine.
and then he proceeded to blame every single other person involved in the organization for everything that's wrong.
Insane. Insanity. and then he said, "Don't count us out yet."
For what? What are we not counting you
I
out?
don't know. Hey, babe.
JP with an update. They all black out locals. So
JP,
I guess even
shut up.
the locals.
So even MLS, Jesus.
But you know what? That
Can't
to
watch a Red Bulls game. Not that I would.
go to Harrison.
Yeah, go to Harrison to the fucking satellite silver donut.
It's apparently a beautiful freaking soccer.
It,
It's
it,
nice.
it- I've
It's really
driven
nice,
by it
actually.
many times. It looks amazing.
It's
I
nice.
would go. You want to go? We should go.
I've been.
We
I've
should do a
been.
remote. We should do a remote from the stadium.
You
I
go
will
to
go.
Sagres. You go to Sagres.
14 other people there.
While you
do it.
guys talk about the 1-6 New York Football Giants, I will be Googling the Red Bulls.
Oh, Brett, you know what, Brett? You're so cool. You're fucking New England. You live in New Jersey. You grew up in New Jersey, and you're a Patriots fan for no reason.
Okay. So, but let me ask you about your boy.
All right, I was on mute. Sorry, just to annoy you, David.
About your boy Jerry Reese.
Jerry Reese is fucked. I'm not sure. And here's one of the things that the worst part about that whole press conference, aside from the "Don't count us out" and Eric Flowers is just as good as any other right tackle or left tackle in the league. Like, he's obviously smoking dope. He actually acknowledged that the team may have bought into some of the preseason hype. What do you mean preseason hype? You guys got fucking worked
He was
by
clearly
Green Bay.
They were clearly listening to this podcast when I picked them to win the Super Bowl over the New England Patriots.
Unbelievable.
I think we all picked them to win that division, though.
Yeah, there's actually only one. I was listening to Sirius NFL, Sirius XM NFL, and only one guy picked the fucking Eagles, and he obviously is spot on. But goddamn, the Giants are bad, and Reese is delusional. I don't know.
All right, so I've asked you now twice, and you've given me the same answer that he's going nowhere. Is he your general?
No, I said McAdoo is going nowhere.
Oh, okay. So McAdoo, you think is still safe,
Yeah, the Giants do not fire coaches with years left on their contract.
but Jerry Reese, you think might be gone.
I think his seat is about as hot as it gets. It's about as hot as Brett's on a Sunday night.
So you would fire the general manager, bring in a new general manager, and make him work with a coach that he didn't pick.
Wouldn't a new general manager want to bring in his own guy?
Right.
Oh, here we go.
Here we
I'm
go.
not-
What?
Like, listen,
What every
Pivot.
general manager does?
you
Pivot.
want to talk about no
Rex.
bullshit. You want to talk about how everybody trashed the Jets for years about how they brought in Idzik and they made him work with Rex and it didn't work and blah 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 and they're dysfunctional.
They shouldn't have gotten rid of Tannenbaum.
Can't run a team like the classy New York Giants did. Well, now the Giants are having an absolute dog shit year.
Yeah, they are.
And the dysfunction is all over the place. So, the heritage of being this classy franchise is a big pile of dog shit on a plate right now. So you're telling me that you would be totally okay with them making the same move that everybody in this market crushed the green and white for by getting rid of a GM, bringing a new guy in and making him keep the coach? You think that?
Yeah, I mean, because the Jets aren't relevant. No one's thinking about the Jets and what they did.
That's not my question, and you're not answering it purposefully.
I know I'm not answering it. I don't think that people remember firing a GM and then leaving a coach. I just don't think people remember that. You may be overly sensitive to it because your team is a fucking dumpster fire on the regular.
No, I just remember when it happened, and not only Jet fans, but non-Jet fans were like,
Listen.
"It doesn't make any sense."
Okay,
It wouldn't make sense if the Giants did it.
Okay, fine. Here's the bottom line. Ben McAdoo in his first year, whether or not he should have been promoted to head coach or not, was 11-5. They made the playoffs. Okay, you can't just fucking cut the guy after a year of a dumpster fire. He had a bad year, but they're just not going to cut him loose.
Isn't that what Rex did? What did he do his first year?
He had 2 years. He went 9-7 his first year, and I think he went 10-6 his second year. It wasn't the level of success that McAdoo had. Although McAdoo didn't win the division last year, right? Who won the division?
The Cowboys did, but they beat the Cowboys twice.
Right. So I mean, it's comparable. I mean, except for that McAdoo was one and done in the playoffs. I mean, you could argue that Rex had more success than McAdoo's had.
I think a more realistic situation is that you get one more year out of both of them. Like Reese has one more opportunity to right the ship, and if he doesn't do it, they both go next year.
Well, we got Ryan Razik checking in on Facebook Live tonight saying the same thing. Either give them both one more year or fire them both. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. I just don't see the Giants getting rid of McAdoo. Therefore, I don't see Reese. And Reese has had enough picks here and there between Beckham and Landon Collins and Sterling Shepard. Brett, keep making the face. I'll keep fucking naming names. He whiffed. He whiffed on Flowers. He might have whiffed on Eli Apple. I thought that was a reach. Total
Let me
reach.
tell you something. You're naming those guys Landon Collins and Sterling Shepard. If the name Odell Beckham Jr. doesn't exist, he's out on his ass faster than he knows what hit.
Okay.
Sterling Shepard's not saving his job.
Exactly.
No,
Odell
but
Beckham
Sterling-
saved his job.
But Shepard's a value. I mean, listen, Flowers is the big whiff.
Clearly.
I don't think it matters in the whiff so much. I think it matters that, he's got one transcendent player that's going to keep his job. And I'm not saying that he should lose his job. I'm not making that argument. I'm asking from your perspective, what would you do? Forget about what you think the Giants are going to do. What would you do?
I think
Like, would you keep him?
it's tough. It's a really tough question. I mean, me personally, and I'm just a fan, so I have a little different view. I've been ready for him to go, but that's just me. I think the Giants are kind of set in tradition, and they kind of frown upon that, and they want to think of themselves as a franchise that doesn't get rid of people that way, and so they're kind of like toeing the line and letting the guy fucking hang out there. I don't know.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but if you do keep them, if you keep them both, say you keep Reese and McAdoo, and you end up with a top pick, those guys are going to be in like win now mode. Do you think they go after a quarterback, or do you think they pick like a lineman and hope Eli can save their jobs for one more year?
I mean, that's a good question. It's kind of the question that's being asked right now. I mean, do you how many years does Eli have? 1 or 2 more years, right? And do you pick a quarterback, or do you take like a Saquon Barkley if he's available? Do you try and go get a guy who can add value to your team right away? And it remains to be seen. Can Saquon Barkley add value to an NFL team right out of the gate? I don't know.
That'd be such a fucking mistake if they drafted Saquon Barkley.
I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying.
I know that would not be your pick because I know how
Thomas
building a team. I know that you don't think plugging a dynamic running back behind the 4 of us on the offense
exactly
is going to get anything done.
But the problem is you've got 1 year, 2 years max left on Eli Manning, and so if you're not going to make an attempt to win next year, if you're going to try and plug some holes next year,
you got to get rid of Eli.
Then you gotta prepare for the future.
Right.
And I don't know if Davis Webb is that guy.
Geno Smith might be.
Okay, fuck off.
It might be. What if Shepard walked in one day and just punched Geno Smith in the face, and then Davis Webb got a chance to be the backup, and then Eli went out because somebody knocked him out of the game, and Davis Webb came in and just threw for like 4 touchdowns, had like a perfect QBR, and then went on to be like a multiple-time Super Bowl winner. What would you think of that? Would you like that?
I think it's a dream scenario.
Well, here's the deal.
I want to.
Scrambled and Sean Lee just fucking annihilates him on the sideline and ushers in the new era.
Yeah. Do you guys just want to punch Brett in the face every time we talk about the NFL? I just look at him and his fucking dumb, round, bald, fat face, and I want to punch him so bad.
Listen, at least your boys have beaten his team in the biggest game of the year.
Yeah,
I know, but
multiple times.
It feels like that doesn't even. By the way, just while we're sitting here, just to add a little more value to the podcast, I've got a $140 bet on the San Antonio Spurs winning by 2 at the half, and there's 4.5 minutes left, and they're up by 1.
Wonderful.
Fucking worst. But the real question that I have for you, all kidding aside,
the fake question
is they've got like a Corsi, right? A Corsi was there forever.
Yep.
Right. You got Reese now. Before him, what would you? George Young. So like
biggest years in football.
You guys and the Steelers are comparable in that respect. That like your leadership does not typically change on a knee-jerk reaction. So you're still sticking with this will not be the end for this regime.
I'm sticking with that. I think they get 1 more year each, and that's it. Who cares?
All right,
hey, Jeff.
Before you move on.
Yeah.
You have a 2, Paul?
Yeah. You go with 1.
All right.
I don't know if
it'll
it's the same thing.
It'll segue right into this. I have sources on Twitter that say tomorrow it's going to be announced in the afternoon that Joe Girardi is out as Yankees manager.
Come on. Why?
Okay.
I'm just saying. I don't know if that's confirmed. It's just Twitter.
I think that's a mistake.
All right, Paul, did you have something with the Yanks, or was it something related to football?
No, it's something related to football.
Do that.
Simeon Rice.
It's definitely a who cares. Just so you know, the Jets might be without Buster Screen this week because he is in the concussion protocol.
Did he get the concussion the first play of the game last week? Because he was absolute dog shit last week.
They said late in the game.
Are we going to address the NFL
all game long? All game long, all Paul and I did was just send text messages back and forth that just said, "Buster Screen sucks."
What do you mean? We were on that.
I know it's but
it's for the listeners, Dave.
Tool.
Okay. Oh, the listeners. Hey, you know what?
Listener.
No one responded to the fact that Matt Moore gave the Dolphins franchise the biggest fucking middle finger of all time.
Yeah, good for him.
Wait, come on.
Good for Hang on. Aside from him causing me to drink this like chlorine swill that I'm putting back,
Matt Moore is not a bad quarterback. And they went out and spent $10 million. I wish Nick was here because I would just absolutely fucking crush him.
But you know who is a bad quarterback? Jay Cutler.
He's so bad. And hey babe, this is me.
All right,
I have a 2-game parlay.
Moving on. Yankees. So where are you reading that, Brett?
Barstool.com.
Barstool.com.
The Yankees guy from Barstool.
Oh, of course. No one's fucking breaking these guys. They're not even fucking reporters. How did these guys get media credentials?
So they're saying, read it again. Sorry.
Tomorrow will be announced that Joe Girardi is out as the Yankees manager.
So tomorrow, Thursday, October the 26th, they're saying that's going to happen. Well, they had said on multiple legitimate media sources that if they were going to do it, it would have to be in between games 2 and 3 or between games, 5 and 6.
I guess, yeah.
Because Major League Baseball doesn't allow for
Unless you're A-Rod and you opt out in the middle of the World Series one year.
right, and then the FS1 put you on their freaking post game. First of all, can we talk about that for 2 seconds before we talk about the Yankees? Whose decision was it to put David Ortiz on fucking television?
They love him, man. They love him up there. I hate it.
Up where?
I can't understand anything.
In the Northeast.
I can't understand anything he says. He has such a thick accent that I cannot make out what he's trying to say.
I have to say, on the FS1 thing, when the Yankees were playing, it was like you knew Poppy was picking against the Yankees, and you knew A-Rod was picking the Yankees. It was kind of like, come on, it was a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but did anybody else have a problem actually understanding some of what David Ortiz was saying? This is not me poking fun at him. I as a TV guy, I get that he's a personality. I get that he's a famous player. I did not understand words that were coming out of his mouth.
That's okay.
About 4 or 5 years ago, I'm driving home from somewhere, and I have the Yankee game on the radio. And John Sterling and Susan Wallman are doing the game.
Oh,
And they welcome El Duque into the booth.
Oh, God.
douche.
For 25 minutes, the only thing El Duque could say was, is good. Is good. Didn't have any other response. Didn't know English. All he said was "is good" for 25 minutes.
Like hanging out with Tim Eckert.
He's good.
Poppy was more. To be fair, Poppy was more articulate than "is good."
But it was literally the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
It was close. It was close. You can't tell me there wasn't one other guy that they would look at. They'd be like, "All right, let's put this guy on TV." Why was Ortiz the guy? I don't get it.
It's a very hilarious panel of Frank Thomas, Keith Hernandez, Big Poppy, and A-Rod. And Big Poppy and A-Rod hated each other when they played.
Yeah.
And here they are grabbing ass with fucking Keith Hernandez and Frank Thomas, who looks like he could eat all three of them, by the way.
Well, Nugenics, bro. He's doing Nugenics.
It was just bad. And then the worst part was I'm listening to Michael Kay here. For those of you that aren't in the New York market that are checking us out, you're listening to Michael Kay, and he's like, "Well, we do the Yes post game, but we have to wait till the FS1 post game is over and then we go live." So because Yes is owned by Fox, they won't play the Yes post game until after this dopey FS1 post game is over.
So their post game goes on at 1 a.m.
Right. So it's really like the post game.
It runs right next to Barstool Van Talk.
Awful.
They're on at the same time.
Just awful.
Those of you looking for a check-in, it's 52-51 Spurs with 1:45.
I saw you glancing. I had it up.
Oh, God.
Nobody was.
Fucking Dion Waiters with a finger roll. Come on, Dion. Kill
It's
yourself.
also 1-0 Astros, by the way.
Solid. Baseball's over. It's dead.
It's right around the corner.
Baseball's right around the corner. So you're hearing Girardi's gone. Would any of you make that decision if you were the Yankees? Do you think it's a Yankee decision or a Girardi decision, Brett?
I think it's a Girardi decision.
Okay.
I think maybe it's just a case of where he felt he had not overstayed his welcome, or maybe overstated his welcome, but it was time for him to move on. I sincerely think the Yankees would be smart enough, and Cashman doesn't have a deal either right now, and that's worrisome.
Are you saying a GM might want to bring in his own manager?
Well played, Paul.
I don't think Cashman would walk, but can you imagine?
I think Girardi's smart. The timing, because the Mets just hired some schlub, so he doesn't have to worry about getting thrown a shit ton of money that he can't turn down from the Mets.
Money thrown to him from the Red Sox, though.
But who? No, the Red Sox hired Cora.
Oh, so I'm sorry. It's the Nationals that still have a vacancy, right? They just
fired
Baker.
Oh, that whole thing is that's a whole nother debacle.
Who are the Yankees going to get?
Dusty Baker. I'll take
I would.
Dusty Baker. Give
He's
me-
the worst.
No, give me a guy who wins 95 plus games 2 years in a row. They win the division 2 years in a row, and then he gets fired.
Andy Reid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
He's not Andy Reid.
Did I just say? Fuck! I fucked it up.
Fucking Paul Gasol misses a shot, and I'm gonna lose my shit.
I just say Dallas Clark.
That was Clark,
Let's try to get out, Paul. I couldn't fucking get it
the
out.
tight end for the fucking.
Mad Dog. The Mad
Colts?
Dog is getting to me right now.
Oh, dude, you know what's getting to me?
Timmy.
49 seconds left to go in this half.
You want to know who I think if they do let Girardi go? You want to know who I think they're going to bring in?
Willie Randolph.
Kevin Long.
I would.
Evan Long.
I wouldn't mind that. I don't know. I always liked Long, but he's a hitting coach.
So was Mattingly.
Yeah,
Why would Don Mattingly not come back and do this?
because he's got a job.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
leave, quit.
Don't ever talk about another man's job while they
What?
have it.
What do you think? You think Jeets would make a backroom deal and be like, all right, Donnie Baseball, you can leave and you can go back to the Yanks?
This is
No.
so weird that Jeter is like involved in the Marlins. It just feels wrong.
I agree. What if they
Feels
hired?
weird.
What if they hired A-Rod? The
You know
Yankees.
what they should do? They should hire Earl Watson, let him get swept in the first series, and fire him.
But in all seriousness, who's Brett? And
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
just
know.
referring to you. Who's even out there?
I don't know.
Realistic option.
I really have no clue. I really have no idea. I mean, Kevin Long maybe is an option. I know he did get some interviews. So, and whatever, all the people that interviewed for the Red Sox job that didn't get it.
Scott Sperone checking in on Facebook Live saying Mickey Callaway is the winningest pitcher in Durham Bulls history.
You know, Scott Sperone would know that.
Wait, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this Girardi thing. Like, it's going to be interesting to see why he's gone, why he's out. You know what I mean?
I don't think he leaves and takes another job.
I don't think so either. I think he might.
Well, if he's fired, he will. But if he left on his own volition,
Well, either way, it won't come out that he was fired. You know, what I mean?
No.
He's not going to get. He's not.
They can't fire him. His contract's over.
hey guys,
He doesn't
guys,
have a deal.
guys.
Hey guys,
I can rejoin the podcast now because the Spurs won the first half by 5. $130 richer.
Oh, I'm so happy about that.
I am too because my wife is going to kill me.
That's good.
You should be happy for me, you dick.
I'm not because you've been flexing for the camera like this is some sort of like
I haven't flexed yet.
lies, just fucking
Would
lies.
you like
We
a
might have
flex?
just maybe we just had all that talk and Girardi's not leaving tomorrow.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. I'm not convinced it's happening. First of all, I don't believe that Barstool Sports is the one that's going to break that news, but
I hope not. I hope not.
but I think somebody was on. It was either Buster Only or somebody was on ESPN radio for the last like 2 weeks saying that they thought that he was going to leave. So who knows?
Yeah, a couple people.
What do you think about next year? Let's quickly go through this because I want to move on to a couple other things before we call it an evening. Pitching rotation next year, right? Tanaka's got that opt out. He had a ridiculous postseason. Do you think he exercises it, Brett, or do you think he's back?
I think it would be smart of him to exercise it.
You do. You
I think it makes the most financial sense for him, probably.
you think somebody would pay him more money than what he's on the books for?
Yeah, I do. And I don't know.
He's having a great year.
No, he's very streaky. He's up and down. But I mean, for a team that's looking to, maybe make an extra. What about the Nationals?
The Nationals,
Why not throw money at Tanaka?
they're about to lose everybody.
Everybody.
I don't know. I think that postseason run, that September to postseason run that he had, was the catalyst behind his decision to opt out. If he doesn't have that good run, he probably stays in the deal.
So if he opts out, do they bring him back?
I mean,
Do
you don't want to bid against yourself.
Let's do this. Let's assume Cashman gets re-signed. Okay. We'll play that game for right now. So you put yourself in Cashman's shoes. If you're Cashman, Tanaka opts out.
I gotta let him walk.
You let him walk.
I gotta let him walk.
What about you, Paul?
I agree. Let him go.
Yams?
Let them go.
Okay, so then you got a hole. You got a hole to fill.
So not that big of a hole.
Well, you do. I mean, yeah. Look, because realistically, are you bringing Sabathia back? Like a 39-year-old, or however the hell old he is, Sabathia on a 1-year deal? I mean, maybe you are.
Yeah. I think you've tried to bring him back on a 1-year deal.
But he's not gonna be what Tanaka was. He's just not. I mean, even
he's old. There's not a chance he's gonna be what he was this year either.
Right. So I mean, you're looking at a 5th starter with Sabathia, who's got the leadership qualities. Hopefully, as long as he can keep the alcohol out of his system, which was a problem, and he left the team just a year ago to take care of that. So I mean, people don't just flip the page necessarily and get over.
Bad dog getting to you.
Oh, it's brutal.
How much do you have left? Can we get an update? Hold it up. That thing has to be. Oh, come on, Jeff.
How about that? How's that?
Let's go, bro. Come on.
No,
Take a big swig. Take a big swig.
Listen, that's pretty darn good. I'm not gonna lie.
You have to drink the whole thing.
It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
What's happening? I'm not drinking.
What do you mean it's not happening?
Listen, just because you can go to a golf outing and have like 13 beers and get up and go to work at like 10 a.m. tomorrow doesn't mean that I'm going to do the same thing, because I got to.
Oh, okay, really? Well, you're the first person to fucking work an hour away from where you live. Shut up.
I didn't say any of that. Why don't you go back to flexing, Dick? Go tee off.
Listen, I had more than 13 beers, and I'm going to be up at 6:30.
Good for you.
Fuck off.
What'd you shoot, Yampo?
83.
Solid.
Yeah, exactly. Shut your mouth. You wanted it to be so much higher, didn't
No,
you?
I really didn't care.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Paulie, your brother's checking in saying you Darvish. I guess Darvish's deal is up, so he'll be.
No, that's dumb.
Why is that dumb?
This is just throwing. This is the old Yankees model. Let's just throw money at the guys who kind of have a big name, maybe a couple years left. Like, that's not a good guy to add to the rotation.
Darvish is young, isn't he?
Brett?
He's not that young. He's
yeah, but he's not like back 9 of his career.
No, probably not.
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't call him back 9,
but for me, if you're gonna,
he's 30. He's 31. So at 31 years old,
but Tanaka's younger, right?
When I was
Tanaka is
31,
younger, yeah,
when
Tanaka.
I turned 31, my wife said, "You're in the back 9 of your career."
And that's why she married you. She's like,
And I only have like 2 holes left, and I'm fucked.
she's like, you have life insurance, right? What about the lineup? Do you see the boys being able to? They're obviously to assume that Judge is going to put up a year next year or any year in his career like he did this year is foolish. But do you see him being able to
hit an off-speed pitch?
Well, whatever. Do you see him being able to be that 35 home run, 100+ RBI guy, Brett?
Yeah, I mean, RBIs are a situation of circumstance. They're more the situation you get put in than anything else. So I don't know about 100 RBIs, but 35 home runs. Yeah, I see him being that, and I'd be more than happy with that.
I guess
we're paying him like 19 cents on the
dollar. A young right fielder
for now
provides above average defense right now that hits you, 35 home runs. Yeah, sign me up.
I think the question is Gardner is probably how many more years does Gardner have
on his deal, or
just in general?
Like, how many do you think he'll be the player that we saw this year? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Right.
A year, 2 years, 3 years.
I mean, maybe he's 34 years old. It's not like he's a young,
So you got that's a potential hole, right? I don't love the Aaron.
Not really when Bryce Harper comes along.
Okay, all right. Just hold on. Take a deep breath for a second. I don't love the Aaron Hicks experiment in center field. Not so fast, Pat Sajak. I don't. I mean, can I live with Bird at first? Okay. I feel like you look around and we don't have a third baseman. Well, Frazier. I mean,
you bring
Torres.
Gleyber Torres.
Frazier's
gone.
Bring him back.
Yeah.
Okay. You really got Didi, Sanchez. You got Sanchez, Didi, Starlin, Judge.
Who's going to talk over me? It's fine.
No, we're talking about positions here.
Well, we were on third base. Do you bring Frazier back?
I mean, I don't see how you can't.
Well, you just walk away and you bring Torres up, right?
Is Torres ready?
I have no idea.
I don't think is Torres bad as good.
Yeah, Torres can hit.
He's the little guy, right?
He's not gonna. No, that's Torres.
I can't. Who are these guys?
Torres played this year. Torres didn't play him.
And he's not. He's
with the mole.
He's I don't know. He's one of the top, literally one of the top prospects in all of baseball. Does that mean he's going to be great? No. But everything that I've been reading of him, it seems to get high praise. And caught a tough break last year. He was kind of supposed to be with these guys this year. He was kind of supposed to be with Sanchez, with Judge, and this.
But he wasn't for a reason.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Exactly.
So he might not be ready for the beginning of the season. So
I had no idea, Jeff.
I know you didn't. You're literally just talking to yourself in circles.
I'm the worst.
That guy,
like
Scott
20 pounds of pumpkin.
I'm having a blast point. Pumpkin down.
That guy, Scott Brown said Gardner signed through 18 with a team option in 19. So he's locked down for the next couple of years.
Masahiro Tanaka.
But just one more year, and then the team has the option in 2019.
Yeah, but the team, it's the team option. So they're gonna if they want to pick him up, they can.
Oh my God! When the Yankees signed Bryce Harper, the cries here in Washington D.C. are going to be insane.
And you can fill that third base spot with Manny Machado. Just saying.
Oh God, no.
Gross. Ugh. Let's do a quick college football question, right? You got Penn State, Ohio State this weekend. That's the big game. That's not what I want to talk about. The question I have for you guys is...
I kind of do.
Well, that's too bad. The question I have for you guys is Notre Dame has NC State this week ranked in the top 25. Still on their schedule, they have Miami ranked in the top 10. And they've got Stanford ranked in the top 25. Assuming Notre Dame wins out, do you see any way they don't make that playoff?
If they win out, I do think that they crash the party.
Yeah, Bo?
I don't think so.
Assuming winning out, it is a big assumption, right? I mean, you got to play.
But Miami's not that good.
Okay.
No, what do you mean? What are you shaking your head like that? Miami's not that good. They had their hands full with Syracuse. Oh, Syracuse beat fucking Clemson. That was a fluke. Miami
barely like the 7th ranked.
Hey, hold on, Jeff. Honestly, Miami barely beat Florida State, who is a total dumpster fire this year.
I totally agree with you. What is Miami currently ranked?
8.
So if Notre Dame, and that's this week, so Notre Dame doesn't play them for what is it, 2 weeks? They play NC State this week, and then they play somebody else, I think, next week, and then Miami.
All right, let's see if they get through NC State. NC State is a formidable opponent.
That's what I'm saying. So if they beat NC State and they end up playing Miami, and Miami's ranked just outside the top 5 at the time they beat them,
Notre Dame is not top 4. They're not top 4.
It's Wake Forest, Jeff. They have to go from NC State to Wake Forest to Miami.
Stop being silly. I said to you at the beginning of the year, what about Notre Dame? And I get that, but they are not top 4 talent.
I think you're well. That was not my question.
You said if they win out, do they make the playoff?
Yes, and that's not
the top 4 teams.
Okay, but so the year they played Alabama in the freaking national championship game, were they top 2 talent? No, they weren't, but they were Notre Dame and they were undefeated, so they were in the national championship.
Okay, but they're not undefeated.
My point is, by the time the playoff rolls around, you might not have 4 undefeated teams.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I just don't think they're on the outside looking in, I think.
Okay.
No matter what.
All right, we'll see.
Ohio State's a 1-loss team. Clemson's a 1-loss team.
Yeah. Now, look, you may be
Penn
right.
State could easily lose to Ohio State this week or Michigan State next week.
But if they win out and they have 4 wins on their schedule in over top 25 teams, I think they get in.
I disagree.
Okay. Well, we'll find out.
We will.
I think it depends a lot on what happens with
$1 billion.
Never mind. Fuck it.
Wall Street to Tokyo to Hollywood. All your big money is going to stay and play with me. That's right. They call me the $1 Million Man.
Tee off, drunkard.
I'm getting crushed, by the way, by my buddy Chuck, who's clearly watching and making fun of. He said I'm slurring. Am I slurring?
100%.
A little bit, yeah.
You said Clemson with like 8 Z's and you're slurring.
Clemson.
And why are you wearing a sweater? Fuck off, Chuck. Listen, I think it's time to retire the $1 Million Man because I am a terrible gambler.
Isolate that Jeff, when you get a chance. I
says,
am
the, says the kid who just won $140 on the Spurs.
Well,
What'd you-
I mean,
what'd you put on
how
the
much
second
I'm
half?
down for the year. I'm down about $1,000, and I just won 140 on a first half NBA bet because I'm drunk and I bet it. And this NFL season has been a debacle. I mean, I had a 4-game parlay last week. Okay, three of the games were 1:00 games, and I somehow managed to pick the 3 fucking games that were tied with 2 minutes to go. I couldn't have picked LA. I couldn't have picked Minnesota. I couldn't have picked New Orleans. I had to pick Buffalo. I had to pick the Jets. I had to pick Tennessee. I can't gamble anymore. The NFL is a mess.
Tennessee.
Does anybody else feel this way? There's nobody in the NFL, like there's nobody shaking out that says you can bet de facto on this team every week. Do you feel that way?
I think it's got to be a tough year for suicide pools. I do.
Oh my gosh.
Right. That's got to be tough.
Brutal. I mean, you can look at it 2 ways, right? You can say, oh, there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for?
Parody.
Yeah, parody. I hate that word as I slur it when I say Clemson parody. But I want to win at gambling, and I'm not doing it, and it hurts. It stings the nostrils. That being said, let's go to some of the lines for this week. Hey, babe. We're going to go with 3 winners. We're not going to parlay them this week because I found out that is a terrible fucking move. I'm not parlaying anymore, any longer, or ever again. Minnesota Vikings -9.5 at Cleveland. That game's actually in London.
Yeah.
Okay. So just so you know, Hugh Jackson is 2-26. His 2 wins coming on Christmas week. So if it's not Christmas week, bet against the Browns. Minnesota -9.5. Philadelphia at home. San Francisco 0-7 now, right? 0-7. -12.5. That line's a little meaty, but I think that Philadelphia can get it done. Philadelphia -12.5.
Yeah, you just laid 12.5 points. Okay.
You got to lay 13. Come on. LeGarrette Blount's good for 2 touchdowns.
Touchdowns.
LeGarrette Blount, 2 touchdowns. Oh. You gonna make fun of me again? You want me to keep going?
Nope.
Here we go. Dallas coming off a big win in San Francisco. -2.5 at Washington. Washington's a joke. They had a good first half. Not very good team. Dallas -2.5. 2.5. Lock it up. I'm slurring more now.
Lock them up. Run them through it again. What do we got?
Oh, Minnesota -9.5. Philadelphia -12.5. Dallas -2.5. Lock them up.
All right.
Or lock me up because I'm going to be broke as fuck.
Well, considering you probably spent every last dollar you had today on alcohol, I think we'll be okay. It's fine. But you won how much tonight on the Spurs?
130.
Fantastic.
I bet 143 to win 130.
Peptos. Got a case of squirts, but I still want to drink.
Last call.
Finish.
So what you need?
One bourbon.
One Mad Dog.
One last point.
All right, let's go to last call. Brett, chilling in Denville. You have anything for last call tonight?
I don't think so. No. I'm pretty good. I'm frustrated about Martavius Bryant.
What about him?
Why? How could you possibly be frustrated?
Because all right, I think I'll qualify my statement with this. He acts like a child and sounds like an asshole. Now, with that said,
that's me.
I believe him to be a very incredible talent, and I don't understand why the Steelers won't get him the damn ball.
He should write a book about it. He worked for somebody else.
Oh Christ!
It's all right. He'll be a Patriot next year. Yampo, anything for last call?
Apparently not. Maybe I should have another drink.
I think you should.
Got some pizza.
You have nothing?
No, I'm gonna take it easy since I'm. Oh, I'm like Tom Brokaw, nightly signals.
Tom Brokaw, everything nightly news.
Nightly news. Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden.
Can we do an entire podcast? I'll be Tom Brokaw and you could be Mad Dog.
Turn left. Oh, pulse around. You have anything?
Verlander throwing another gem. Be tough to beat him tonight. Baseball right around the corner, fellas.
Stay tuned.
Are you guys actually watching the World Series?
Absolutely.
I am. I have it on right now. I'm flipping that between that and the Nets and LeBron.
Well, you're kind of a baseball nerd, Brett, but like, is anybody like MLB had to be disappointed that it wasn't Yankees, like New York, LA market?
Yeah, I'm sure they were, but Houston's got a good story, man.
By the way, we need to talk some hockey next week.
I saw a great tweet that somebody said, I'm rooting for the team that was most devastated by a Harvey.
Wow.
The
Savage.
Who, the Mets?
We need to talk hockey soon.
I agree. My last call here is twofold. Scott Sperone checking in, commenting on how my drink matches my shirt. Scott, go back and listen to the beginning of the show when we made that observation beforehand and try to get here on time if you'd like to be our stat boy.
Oh, my God.
This is JP. I just want to say we're going to be in lot. Go fuck yourself on Saturday.
I think
Nick will be there.
If we ever win like the huge lottery, like when it was almost $1 billion and we were able to buy a team, I think we should have lots that are called like "Go fuck yourself," like eat a pile of shit. Like what lot are you in? Oh, I'm in lot. Fuck you. That's what lot I'm in. That'd be good, right?
Yeah, for
I'm
the
in lot.
Harrison-
None of your fucking business.
You wouldn't forget it
for the Red Bulls.
Yeah. My last call item here is Los Angeles Lakers rookie Lonzo Ball took the high road on Wednesday in response to a critical jab made by Marcin Gortat of Yampos, Washington Wizards.
Big Zards fan here in Washington.
The Zards.
That's what they call them here, the Zards.
The Zards? That's terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of gay.
Those balls staying classy.
I mean, listen, if you can count on anything, it's the Ball family really.
Gortat shouldn't be saying shit to anybody.
Okay.
Well, just for the record, Martin Gortat shouldn't be talking to anybody.
In Gortat's defense, he
was
wasn't
that a Harry Carey?
Hi. All right.
Update on
Finish the Mad Dog, you pussy.
We are at the.
You didn't even get it past the bling bling.
We're at the bling bling, and that's
embarrassing.
That's where it's gonna stay. No,
take a big fucking swig. One more swig for the show.
No,
come on.
No,
I gotta drive to Madison.
I will not.
Come on, hang on.
I will not be peer pressured into drinking more of the.
You're a better man than I. You always have been.
The Windex that I'm 2020 that I'm drinking right now.
Have a blast point.
I'm not going to do that either. But thanks for taking the time, everybody, for joining us. You can check us out on lowandoutside.com. We got all sorts of content up there for you. Our Snapchat
lit
is totally lit. I don't know.
It's not. Stop saying that. Nobody looks at it.
I don't know.
We have a ton of viewers.
Everybody. I don't even know what the actual handle is, so I can't even plug it.
That's my problem.
But the rest of it is Low Outside Sport. So hit us up on the socials and
social media.
For those of you that are listening to the replay here or to the podcast, you can check us out on Facebook Live. We tend to go on Tuesday nights at around 8:00. Depends on a number of different things.
I love how we want people to listen to us, and we're like, we don't really know where we're going to be, though. So
Tuesday or Wednesday.
It's pretty much come on, and we're like,
I hate to bring it to you. Just go to our page and hit notifications so you know.
There you go. There you
go live.
We come on and we say, "Hey, babe, been thinking about you.
Hey, babe,
we're about to do a show.
About you. How about me going to a meeting and doing this before I go?"
Random, dear lady, across the desert lies the promised land. Goodbye, Mrs. Gloop. Adieu. Auf Wiedersehen. Gesundheit. Farewell.
Fare thee well to you, my own true love. River Mercy, fare thee well. I am bound for California, a place that I know right well. So fare thee well, my own true love. When I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that's grieving me, but my darling, when I think of